My number one show of the year is Twin Peaks.
Tell me why, Dave. I haven't seen it. All I hear is that's super weird.
So Twin Peaks and Leftovers are the two shows that I watched from start to finish this year. Obviously, Leftovers had 3 seasons. Twin Peaks had 2 other seasons that came out in 1990 and 1991, or is it 91, 92? 1991, I believe. And they've been on Netflix the whole time. And it came back with an 18-episode Twin Peaks: The Return, season 3. And it's from David Lynch, who I haven't seen any of his movies, but you might know Mulholland Drive. Justin Theroux is in that. He's actually in one other Lynch movie. And his reputation as just a very weird filmmaker. He does a lot of unique things, just unexpected, really avant-garde. And Twin Peaks in the 90s, Andy Greenwald, a critic we're a fan of, it's his favorite show. He kind of grew up with the show, but watching it, this past August and September, I totally can understand why people loved it back then, because it has all these side characters and all these plots, and it really changes from season 1 to season 2 in terms of what it's about. It starts out as a simple mystery: who killed Laura Palmer? You might have seen that on T-shirts, kind of a meme at this point, and it really evolves from there. And season 3, something that we never thought would exist, and I gotta say I just got into it, but
26 years later, dude. Crazy.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And you got a lot of the actors that were still alive back, almost all of them basically. And Kyle MacLachlan, I forget how you say it. He basically plays 3 different characters on the show, and it perhaps is the pound for pound best performance of the year, because he does 2 performances in particular that are so different, and it just shows how much talent he had. And I mean, this show, 18 episodes, is very indulgent, very idiosyncratic, but the plot is so intriguing, sometimes so nuts, but it's not like there's like blowing up shit fast. It's not like it's not like you're watching Fast and Furious, the show. It's not nuts in that regard. It's just like weird things that you don't understand how somebody thought of this up to make it into a show. And that's basically like Lynchian in a nutshell. And again, we talk about Noah Hawley, very influenced by that in Legion. Episode 8 in particular might be the best episode of TV of the year. You'll see that very high on a lot of lists for everyone. And that I don't want to really say much about it, but it's just the fact that he connected all these dots in his head and made that episode and pulled it off. It's a show that really transcends TV, and I think that's why it has to be number 1. If you've seen it, you would agree, because it's unlike anything else in the best possible way, and the ending is absolutely bonkers. So if you're interested in Twin Peaks, give the first season a try on Netflix. You'll get the gist of why people like it with a few episodes, and I think it's worth watching. I watched the whole thing in like 3 months or so, and I'm glad I did, because having no exposure to David Lynch going into this, I didn't really know what to expect, but man, is it just such an achievement. So that's why Twin Peaks is number 1 for me. Definitely check it out, because again, that's a show that it's not going to get a lot of love. Didn't get any love at the Golden Globes. We'll see if it happens at the Emmys this year. But yeah.
It's a show I really want to get into. I just got to make the time for it, and it's on Netflix now, so no excuses.
Yeah, season 3 was on Showtime, so I don't know if that'll ever get to Netflix, but the first 2 seasons are still on Netflix, and you can you'll definitely get a gist. There's a lot of cool stuff in those first 2 seasons.